Hello, hello, it's Wessel here, and thanks for joining me as I continue on my adventures in SnowRunner on hard mode. Today we're up to day 23 here in the Yukon, still in the Flooded Foothills, gradually working through the contracts here, and hopefully we'll get a bit further through. We're doing a bit of a side trip at the moment. We're sneaking up to do failed delivery task while we're on the eastern side of the map. So hopefully we'll get this done and be able to make it back to the railway station before we run out of fuel. But hey, let's see how we go. That'll be the challenge of the day. Anyway, we'll chat as we go. So I've basically got to pick up those what are they? Oil barrels. Yeah. Those oil barrels there. I'm going to just snuggle down towards the edge of the water, but I'm pretty sure that there's some pretty cracky ice that we're going to have to be wary of. So I'm hoping that we'll sort of be able to get close enough to reach the cargo without really doing too much damage. So let's see what we can get from here. So we're way away at the moment, but I reckon we'll probably be able to pick up the nearest one and probably that one over there. Yep. So we've got our now a bit. See how we're already leaning a little bit. So I'm a bit nervous of that. So let's bring it back closer to the truck. It's alright. It's not too bad. Pop it up and on. So that's the first one. Then we should be able to reach that second one over there. See how we're pulling the truck a bit already, so we'll bring it back this way. That's better. We'll then lower the crane again and then lift it again. So we're trying to make sure we don't tip the truck over. As we go. Right. Okay, so now is when it's going to start to get a little bit more fun. As you can see, we're heading down into some more nasty, cracky ice. No, that gear. So I will be trying to stay away from the breaking ice as much as I can. But that is obviously a lot harder. Easier said than done. I hope we're close enough. Yes, we are. Okay, so we will right, that's better. So I'm feeling fairly confident that we'll be able to winch ourselves back out of here, even though we're in a bit of cracky ice. Probably being overly silly trying to turn this around. We should just pop it down. Get the next one. Again, I'm trying to bring it more back towards the front of the truck. I don't want to force myself to tip over. Keeping weight close to me. Right. Okay, so let's see if we can get out of here on our own. Doing alright actually. Mind you, I'm going completely the wrong way still. Wondering whether... No, that's all breakable. I thought that white might have been stronger, but it isn't. We're just going to do a... Oh my goodness! We're going to do a rollover. Can't believe that. Oh, that's so annoying. Let's just say that's annoying, shall we? Okay. So what is the best truck to bring around and fix ourselves up? What a poop. I could see... I didn't really even see that coming. I wasn't looking well enough, was I? Wasn't really concentrating on the angle of the truck. I thought it would have stayed on its feet. Okay, so we've got a few options here. It's a long way away from fuel, that's all. But I think probably the best thing we can do is bring the GMC. Actually, it's going to be the fuel that'll kill us on this. I'm actually going to do something that I would do, normally do later. Let's go to the garage and we're going to get the Derry out. We're going to configure it with the high saddle. Otherwise it's okay like that. Everything it's got is as good as it can get. Alright, because we're actually going to do one of the a different contract on our way. Mountaintop delivery. So let's try and see if we can do mountaintop delivery. And then save the White Western Star. The thing I'm worried about is going to be fuel. So we're going to run the Derry all the way down to the railway station and pick up the Coiled Tubing Semi-Trailer. Drop that off at the top of the mountain. And then have a think about whether I've got enough fuel to get from there to the White Western Star and save it and come back again, or whether I'm actually going to need to go back down to the railway station, refuel, going to run out of fuel down there as well. No, fuel is a absolute critical commodity here. may well be that I'm going to need to bring the Kodiak down with its fuel tank on board, so it can refuel various trucks. So that was a bit of a bad start for the day, wasn't it? I did think about taking the GMC around to help out, but I thought that there's nothing else it can do while it's there. It's not like it's, you know, I can't join that up with another task or anything like that. Whereas at least this way, I'll have the Derry relatively close. The only thing is whether or not I'm going to have to run back for that fuel. Derry is going to be important once we get to Big Salmon Peak, because again we'll need its high saddle and its chains go and get a heavy fuel tanker at one stage. So having the Derry over this side of the map is not a problem. In fact, it's a good thing. Given it hasn't got a cargo on, I'm tempted to give it a run down the train line. Round the trees. Oh, they'll cut through there. Trying to see how well we're set. We're travelling along the train lines. It's not too bad, I think. Yes, the Derry seem... Whoa! Was sitting nicely. Seems to sit a bit more nicely on the train tracks than the White Western Star does. Oh, we're a bit of an angle now. doesn't go around, does it? Okay. So that worked out pretty well. Now the all-important fueling up. Actually, no, I won't fuel up. First of all, I'll get the trailer. I'll fuel up after I've got the trailer. Because of its poor turning circle, we'll come at it from a bit of an angle. Okay, so we've got our coiled tubing semi-trailer, and now we have to take this up to the mountain top. So I'm going to take it up the main road. I'm not going to try and take it the shortcut way. The reason for that is I think the trailer will bottom out on that road a bit too much. And obviously I will not take it down the train line. But we will fuel up before we go. Okay, off we go. Wish me luck. Up into the bollards on the way out. Just have to remember this is a big trailer, so I can't just speed along like I might with a normal semi. Have to treat it with a bit more respect. It'll be interesting to see how much fuel we have once we get to the top of the mountain. Again, got to be careful of those big rocks that just seem to want to knock us over all the time. Assuming I'm caught on a tree. Yep. So this could be a bit slow, but at least going the long way. I don't think we've got such a huge risk of tipping. They're very wide. Can't really do much about it. A bit of help. Again, because I'm tip averse, I'll go through the mud here rather than try and sneak over the top. I'm actually wondering if I'm better off logistically to take this trailer up to the steel plant, the steel roll plant, detach it there, then go up and get the White Western Star, and then come back and effectively refuel. Because I just don't believe, in fact I'm 99.9% sure, I don't have enough fuel to go to the mountain and then over to save the White Western Star. So I'd have to come back and fuel up somewhere. So I'm probably better off to leave this at the Metal Roll Plant, go up and save the White Western Star, then come back and then finish the journey after that. Don't want to hang this up on those telegraph poles, so we'll go wide. Oof, is hard work, isn't it? We'll just go into low gear, just crawl up this hill. This hill is quite steep, and it gets even harder with the ice further up, but hey, we've got chains on, so we don't have to worry about the slipperiness of it. Derry's pretty well powered. Well, I still don't know how to use the third axle, or whatever it's called, on the Derry, because you can raise and lower that, and I have no idea when is the right time to raise or lower. careful, we've got a bit close to that telegraph pole. Oh, very close to this one, hope we hit. Oh no. Oh, we're caught on the top of that telegraph pole. Wowzers. Okay, that's fine, because what we can do, grab the winch on that bottom corner there to that tree, just tuck it over a little bit. Oh, silly sausage. Okay. So we have an option to detach the trailer here. The other option would be to run on to the top of the little climb here or somewhere there. I think we might leave it there though. So I'm happy that it's going to stand there without any trouble. It's on the road. So now we're okay to get a bit of a wiggle on. Still got about 2/3 of a tank. So we should be able to just run on and stand up the White Western Star. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem standing up the White Western Star, because I think it's literally just leant over a bit too much. We should be able to get to the high side, straighten it back up again. Just have to be a little bit careful coming through these areas with the cracky ice, simply because this is a heavy truck. Really good. Yes, it's a bit unfortunate that the ice is so breakable here. It'd be fun to be able to just zoom along the ice like we do like we did in Lake Cove or in some parts of Alaska. Quite like running along on the ice. More fun. But we're limited to have to run along the yucky old snow. Now we're getting close to the White Western Star. We can see him over there. Yes, it is. It is more of an angle here than I probably thought it was. You can see even by this truck, quite a bit of angle going on. So let's not tip over like we just did before. Hooray. Right. So I've got to work out the best angles to go. I'll try and head up between those trees a bit. Seems pretty good. See if we can do it straight. That was pretty easy. So the White Western Star is okay, it's just a bit sad. So we'll come back down and try not to be quite as tip angled as we were. Pick up all of our cargo that we'd tossed on the ground. Too worried about how I'm putting it in at the moment. More worried about whether the truck's going to tip when I'm picking things up. Too far. How that straightens the truck up because we've packed it. Now I'm going to pick this last one up and bring it over the front of the truck, which will be a bit annoying. Can't be helped. I'm hoping that I can turn it around. No, I can't, so I'm going to have to just put it down. Because the crane can't go around any further. Then we bring it all the way back, pick it up on the high side, which means there's no chance of tipping. Okay, now let's see if we can leave without tipping over this time. I won't go quite so tight. Thanks, Mr. Derry. I've got 120 litres of fuel. See how we go. We've got more fuel in the Derry, of course, because we didn't fiddle about. Right, so I've just done a bit of a loop there, coming back the way we came. Nervous of the cracky ice. Oh, we're on quite an angle again. That was a bit scary. Okay, we're now doing a pretty good job though. This is where we have to deliver the cargo back to. So we'll grab the right task. Failed delivery. We'll load our cargo again, pack our cargo, and then drop 1, 2, 3, 4 barrels. Hooray! So that was a lot harder than it should have been. But we got there in the end. Now, we've got 94 litres, 93 litres, 92 litres. Yeah, we've got about 90 litres of fuel, which is about a third of a tank. So we're going to be awfully close. I'll bet, oh, this is really interesting. We're going to be awfully close to have enough fuel to get back to the railway station. It'll be touch and go. The interesting thing is whether the Derry has enough fuel to get all the way to the mountain top and down. That will be another interesting question. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I reckon we're going to run a bit short. Now I know we do have that little telehandler at the cabin construction zone, and that is able to, that's got a little bit of fuel in it. It's not full, but it's got a little bit, which is probably going to be enough for us to be able to get safely from there to the railway station. So if I have to, I can do a slight detour into there to fuel up from the telehandler, or I can even bring it over if I have to. Now, I'm hoping that I haven't left the tubing trailer in the way of this turn. I don't think I have. I think I've moved it out of the way. We'll see. I'm going to have only about 50 litres though by the time I actually load up the rolled metal jiggers, metal rolls. Over here, and again, because these pipes are right in the way of the loading spot, I'm not going to detach the truck even. I'm just going to pull up here, and I might as well load it now while I'm doing stuff. So we need 4 metal rolls. I think we'll be able to put them in and then pack the whole lot. Definitely don't want to destroy a cargo by mistake here. That would be really counterproductive. This is the third one. We'll have one more. I don't know if I left enough space. It'll be close. Right, so that's all of the metal rolls that I made. Fine, be like that. That'll do. Right. We'll stop the engine there because I want to go back to the Derry and bring that back. So the Derry will come back just the same way that the White Western Star did. I just don't know if I'm going to have enough fuel to get over to the railway station, gold mine, back. But you've got to try these things, don't you? Get out away from there. Thank you. Yes, I definitely don't want to have this guy go through the cracky ice. I'll be a bit more frightened and keep away from it a bit more. We're roughly half full, just under half full, so yeah, it's going to be touch and go. We might be able to make it. Try to take just a slightly different path to what I took previously, so I don't run on the same big cracked ice. I think we'll have enough fuel to get to the mountain top. Trick will be then what we do. Okay, so here we are back with our trailer. Right, ready to go again with 157 litres. Interesting to see how we go. So there's a few options, I suppose. If we find, well, worst case, if we don't even make it to the mountain top, that would be probably the worst case. Then I would need to bring something like the Ford over with a whole lot of extra fuel on it. Bring that up the mountain, and yeah, hopefully refuel like that. If we make it to the mountain top, I've kind of got a couple of options. I can either then run back down towards the garage and get just as far as I can go towards the garage, bring the Ford over to refuel from wherever it runs out of fuel, or I can come back this way towards the railway station and refuel it from something as I'm sort of exiting this map, because we haven't got a whole lot more to do on this map now, and once the Derry's done this, he's got nothing left to do. So if I had infinite fuel, if I could just magically refuel him from nothing, then I would take him straight into big salmon peak. Now, you know, once I finish this. So that's definitely where he's heading. It's just whether or not I can get close enough that someone will be able to refuel him. So I think once I get to the turn off up here, then it's only probably about another 30 odd litres of fuel to get to the mine. I'm guessing, but that's a guess. Come on, get off these rocks. Yeah, so I'm gonna be at this intersection with about 100, well in fact I'm there now, so 110 odd litres of fuel. So there's the path, the shortcut if you like, back down towards the southern warehouse. So I'm expecting therefore that we should get to the mine still having about 90 litres of fuel. Oh, this is very wobbly, isn't it? Just want to get between those big rocks. As we saw, this trailer is very wobbly, so this is a part that will be a bit scary. Going to go nice and slow, nice and steady. Keeping away from the edge. Keeping away from the biggest of the big rocks. Derry's doing a pretty good job coming along here. In fact, it's done a good job of the hauling all the way. Yeah, okay, so it took a bit more fuel than I thought. We're going to be more like 80 rather than 90. There we go. Hooray! So that is the mountaintop delivery. Now they can start the gold mining. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to go back down. I've thought because I've got 80 litres, I'm going to go back down the shortcut to the warehouse. Well, the southern warehouse. Go back the way we came, then down the snowy shortcut that we used with the White Western Star a lot earlier on. Boy, steering is so slow at times. So we'll see how we go, as to how far we can get. And to be honest, I'm not even going to try and go back to the railway station. I'm just going to head on and wait at the gateway, or on the way to the gateway, as close to that as I can get. we'll refuel from whatever comes past later on. So I think the Derry's done a good job, considering. Right, so we've just gone red on our fuel now. I made a wrong turn. I've made a wrong turn. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I wasn't watching where I was going, was I? Okay, well there's no point coming over to the brick farming, guys. Absolutely no point coming over here. Thought it looked different as I came down. I thought, oh no, it must just be the Derry makes it look a bit different. But no, I was actually... So this is where you waste some fuel. Going down the wrong path. Yes, should have gone down this way. Oh well. So we lost 10 litres, I would say there. Which is probably going to make all the difference. Come on. It's quite angled there, isn't it? Alright, well that's pretty good actually, so I'm going to come to the bottom of the hill and just pull up. Because that's a good place to stop. Meanwhile, we can hop back into the White Western Star and bring him down to probably about the same place by the time we end up today. Right, so we've loaded up our little metal rolls. I also figure by stopping there, that might be about where my 50 odd litres of fuel will get me in the White Western Star. We'll see. Oh, I'm not doing uphill delivery either. I'm doing conveyor belt section 3. So let's keep on heading down and hopefully come down to meet the Derry. Oh, got a real wiggle on there. Yes, because I may well just take all the fuel out of that Derry and use it in the White Western Star to make sure I get back to the garage, no, to the railway station, where I reckon we'll then empty the maintenance trailer as we come on past past with these metal rolls. Past the southern warehouse. Yep, this is going to work out pretty well. We will steal the fuel from the Derry, but it's okay. It'll give us enough then to get to the railway station. Sneak through there. Spot the Derry. Okay, thank you very much for that fuel. So now we've got 59 litres, so near enough 60. Which I think will be enough to get us to the railway station. We'll refuel from the maintenance trailer. That should be enough to get us to the cargo conveyor section 3 point. Yes, it's a pity we don't have solid bitumen road to run on all the way there. That would be much nicer if we had. But we don't. Interesting to see how we go. Go down to low gear so we don't use quite so much fuel. It does seem to be getting pretty light now, so I reckon we're almost at end of day. Depending on how far we get along here, if we really need to, the Kodiak would be able to come and give us a little sip of fuel to get us a bit further, but I think we'll make it. Yep, I'm feeling pretty good about this now. So fuel-wise, it worked out pretty well. I think we're going to run just a bit over our time because I want to just get back to the railway station, but we're nearly there now. It's feeling like 8 o'clock. There we are. We made it. Made it with 25 litres to spare. Okay, so we've only got 199 to go in. Blech. But that's it. And at 8:40, that's it for our day too. So a bit of a eventful day today, starting with a fall over at the start, meaning we had to then bring the Derry out and do a contract task I wasn't planning to do quite yet, but we made it, and I'm happy that we did that. And now we're back on our way to finishing off conveyor section 3. So we should finish that off tomorrow. But as you can see, fuel is becoming a real issue. So we're probably going to need to take the poor old Kodiak back to Michigan again and fuel it up again, because we've still got the logging contracts to do yet. Joy of joys. But anyway, that'll be the stuff we'll do tomorrow and the day after, etc. So hopefully you enjoyed. I think we did all right. Bit sad we fell over, but otherwise, we recovered, and that's all part of what this game's about. So thanks for watching, though, and I'll hopefully see you again tomorrow as we keep on going in SnowRunner. Thanks for watching, and bye for now. Bye-bye.